fun playthrough, this time on a Thursday morning. Thank you everybody for joining our video and or stream, whichever the case may be. And I've got a nice, easy, hopefully easy defend the base mission just to get us started this morning.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, we're tasked with defending this installation. Scatter reports of incoming hostiles from multiple directions. They're targeting the structures. Intercept them before they bring anything down. Good luck. Alright, we've got point defense capabilities that will be coming online shortly. Time to take to the ramparts, which basically means we need to set up our defenses here based on the most likely avenue of attack. So let's get that done. Too early to tell exactly where the enemy's coming from yet, so
on the way, nice and slow.
We're going to set up a broad defense. Now, we're against the side of the map here. So the question is, will the enemy attack from that side? Probably not. So let's
rolling.
Push out to the other sides of the map. We'll see if the enemy does in fact come from those other directions. We'll see what happens.
I leap! I soar!
Took 7 defenders on this drop. It probably could be overkill, but sometimes with these defend the base missions, you get a lot more thrown at you than you expect. So I tend to be more conservative about my lances on defend the base missions. Here come some friendly forces. We've got a friendly trebuchet, primitive Shadowhawk, a Phoenix Hawk, and a Shadowhawk. So that's a nice bit of support for our defense there.
What do you want?
Thank you for joining our stream. Just getting set up for a defend the base mission. Usually the enemy, at least the enemy's first wave, tends to come from the direction of the engineers. So we're gonna kind of push that way a little bit, but we're trying to set up a defense on multiple axes here, because we know very well that the enemy is gonna probably come from multiple directions here. So we're gonna
locking in coordinates.
Send our lights out to find the enemy. But we should be in a pretty strong defensive position here.
Here we go!
Afternoon, Death and Jest. Thank you for joining the stream. We're just starting a defend the base mission. Hopefully we'll get some good salvage. That's always our primary objective. Alright. House Corita says, we're all in position. All engineers are disembarked from their personnel carriers. APCs will scatter to support you. Keep the turrets online and we'll keep firing. And we don't have APCs who brought us the keys. We have mechs. Oh, you're Death and Jess, you're sitting in the car while your wife shops. I think any of us who are in a serious long-term relationship can relate to that. You know, my favorite thing, I'm going through this right now because we're moving to a new home, and we are purchasing new furniture for the new home. You know, very fortunate with everything going on.
All right.
That
Let's get down to it.
that's our
On the way,
most
nice and
immediate
slow.
concern, is that we're preparing for this move to a new house.
On my way.
And I'm constantly bombarded with, hey, what do you think of this couch? What do you think of this lamp? What do you think of... And, you know, I want to be interested. I really do. But sometimes I just have to say, you know what? It's a ceiling fan. I can only get so excited about a ceiling fan because they all pretty much look alike to me.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your
Oh, whoa. Alright, so we've got a drop right on our base. That was a surprise.
And I'm fucking angry.
And we also had some enemies emerge at the same time from buildings on our base. Okay, this is why we take extra mechs on a defend the base mission. So, going back to my story real quickly. Alright, so it looks like the enemy is actually already in our base. So we're going to have to turn our mechs around
I copy.
and deal with these pods that just dropped down. So getting back to my story real quickly, while we engage this enemy force, here's a cataphract.
Engaging.
Get a tag on that. Is I have a very hard time when my significant other says, hey, what do you think of this dining room table? And I'm like, it's a dining room table. It's a table that you eat on. It looks great. And then I get a lot of frustration. Like, really? You don't care? And it's like, I can't get excited about what a dining room table looks like. It's a dining room table. So, going back to your story, Death and Jest, I've had many a time where I just say, you know what? You go do your shopping. I will happily... Alright, here, we can do some melee here on this bulldog. Where I'll happily say, you know what? You go ahead and do your shopping, and I'll just sit in the car. And I'll watch Twitch, or I'll listen to the radio, or I'll read a book. Something, because especially when the shopping is for things that I don't really have an opinion on, it's just it gets to the point where I'm like, why am I here? You're not going to be overly excited about my opinion, so I might as well sit in the car, basically. So I can totally relate to what you're saying there. All right, let's hit this bulldog, this other bulldog in the rear here. Oh, almost took it out.
Want some more?
So, Death and Jest, were you given the option to stay home? Because that's usually my go-to, is if my significant other says she's going to go shopping, my first suggestion is like, well, I'll just stay at home. Or I'll go, before COVID, I would say, okay, well, I'll go do something else while you go shopping. But now that we're in COVID times,
I'm being blunt.
my usual go-to is just, well, I'll just stay home. So it's always nice
Taking heavy hits, Commander.
when you can either stay home, or if you have to go along on the shopping trip, find yourself a bench. Actually, that's more often more likely in pre-COVID times. Find yourself a bench to sit at. Or now it's just like, I'll sit in the car. You go do whatever you want to do. Oh, the wife can't drive. Okay, so you have to go every time there's shopping. So you must spend a lot of time sitting in the car. And that's totally fine. And it's just one of those things that as men we kind of deal with, because I think the vast majority of men have about maybe 4 or 5 things we like to shop for, right? Electronics, I'll shop for. Sporting equipment, I'll shop for. Stuff at the home improvement store, yeah, I will shop for. Those are the types of things that generally I will shop for. Otherwise, if I can abdicate shopping to someone else, I will do it as much as possible. Oh, there goes one of our turrets. That hurts. That hurts.
I'm on the clock. What do you
Alright,
want?
let's get into this battle. Alright, let's save some ammo. We'll just do a nice kick on this
All right,
bulldog.
let's get down to it.
Should finish off this bulldog here.
Cream of the crop will rise to the
There we
top.
go. Bulldog down.
Who brings a tank to a mech?
If you go shopping to, if your wife
Who brings
goes
a
shopping
tank
for
to a mech
clothes,
fight? All right,
you
Capellas.
go check out hobby stores and get a coffee. Yeah, I mean that's kind of the same thing that I do.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
But you know, generally speaking, I think for men, we probably have about maybe an hour of patience for shopping, even if there's things that we want to see, and then it's like, okay, let's do something else.
What do you need, Commander?
Is there something else we can do? I think that's a fair statement.
On the way, nice and slow.
All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do here. All right, we got a Rhino fire support. Let's hit that with a shape charge and a shape charge. We'll do a Battlelord here. And let's see if we could do some significant damage to this Rhino fire support.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
Nice hits.
Commander.
Those Rhino fire supports are nasty. Alright, yeah. So here's the problem. I would like to move this Grasshopper to attack the rear of this Cataphract, but I know then this Rhino fire support is going to hit the side or the back of my Grasshopper. So we'll just go for a side shot here. See if we can luck out. We'll do a precision strike. And the Cataphract is one mech that you definitely want to target its weapon arm, because so much of its firepower is in one arm.
Roger.
So we're just going to go ahead and target that weapon arm. There we go. There goes the weapon arm. Now the Cataphract still has weapons, don't get me wrong, but it's now overheated and it's lost about half of its weapons with one shot. So Cataphract is one of those targets that if you can take off that weapon arm, you go for it. Whoa, alright, lots of firepower coming in from the perimeter. Probably a fire support vehicle. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Alright, here's the Rhino support. See, the Rhino support is attacking my Grasshopper. Look at that firepower. If I'd let that firepower go into the back of my
Location.
Grasshopper, I would be in big trouble right now. So that's why I didn't.
Good to go.
Why I positioned my Grasshopper how I did. All right. Push up our Owens here. And oh, we've got two Rhino fire support vehicles. They are a real pain in the butt. Oh, Death and Jest says he's starting to become comfortable with Battletech. Got some tactics down that let me win battles against higher tonnage lances. Yeah, I mean, Battletech at its core, you're going to have problems if it's just, I'm going to go straight at the enemy and we're going to go toe-to-toe. Because you can win Battletech that way, but you're going to have a lot of expenses and you're going to have a lot of tough fights. The number one thing that we can do in Battletech is be creative with your strategy. Find ways to attack the enemy from behind. Perfect example of this, I'm going to start moving my Grasshopper over to this area with the larger threats.
Gotcha.
Or not my Grasshopper, my Firestarter. Flanking and attacking the target the right way is always super
Waiting
critical.
on you, Commander.
Any mech, even in, like, for example, well, I wouldn't say any mech. I don't think a Locust really has a serious shot against, say, an Atlas. Let's go with that example. Eventually, the Atlas will overwhelm, say, a Locust. But, you know, anything that's a light with decent tonnage or even a light medium, if you use it correctly, can take down an Atlas. It's all about how you use it and the weapons components that are on that mech. You know, so you always have to have a strategy, and that's why every class of mech has a value and a job all the way through Battletech. So one of the things I see, and it was actually more supported in the original non-modded Battletech, especially the first edition, bigger was always perceived as being better. So it was like, okay, I just use lights until I can get mediums, and then I use mediums till I can get heavies, and then I use heavies until I get assaults. But the truth of the matter is, all mech classes can effectively be used. It doesn't matter how far in the game that you go, there's a job for each one. Ooh, our grasshopper's getting hit pretty hard
My
here.
internals are taking a beating.
Oh, and the cataphract overheated.
Clock. What do you want?
Alright. Oh, Dragonfire's got a target. What are we up against here? Ooh, Crusader. That's what all that missile firepower came from that Crusader. So, one of the good things about a Crusader, especially if you can do precision strikes, a lot of the weapons, a lot of the missiles are actually in the legs. So, for a Crusader, targeting the legs is a double bonus because you take out weapon systems and you cause knockdown. So let's do that here.
One attitude adjustment counting.
Concentrated fire on the Crusader. And also the Crusaders are a little squishy. Two hunchbacks fighting as a team can take out most enemies. Yep, that is true.
Somebody's an asshole.
The tricky part is you want, if you're using that scenario, so let's say you have two hunchbacks. One of your hunchbacks should be facing up and tanking against the enemy, and the other hunchback, his best course of action is to try to get into the rear or flank of the enemy mech. And you're correct. Two hunchbacks. Hunchbacks are very solid. The only negative with hunchbacks is their speed.
What do you need, Commander?
That's the one thing that's really hard to overcome, is the speed issues associated with the hunchback. Alright, let's get our Heliopist in here. We really need to... Let's see, can we get a direct? Yes. Hit percentage is lousy, though. Alright, so we'll do indirect on this Rhino Fire Support.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
These two Rhino Fire Support vehicles that we have over here are a big threat. So one of the things I can do is
Acknowledged.
I can place my hunchback in between these Rhino support vehicles and the cataphract. So if they attack my grasshopper, they're also going to attack their own mech in the rear. So that's a good way to go. Alright, and that cataphract is so overheated, I don't know how much damage it's going to do. Oh, you have a standard hunchback and a laser fit. So, I'm assuming your standard is with the AC-20, and the laser build is the medium laser spam hunchback. And that's a great combination because you can actually take the laser build hunchback and get it into the enemy's flank or rear and do lots of damage that way. Agree 100%. Alright, so we have our Owens. Alright. What are we going to do? The problem is I've got to keep the Owens evasive. Alright. This is okay-ish. And we can get all of our weapons into
That's
this
right.
Rhino Fire Support tank in the rear. Death and Jest says he also uses the Shadowhawk to work the flanks and some sort of missile boat to back them up. Yep, that's a very solid strategy. Very solid. It's all about using the strengths of your mechs. That's so key about Battletech. So, for example, let's take a Warhammer. Okay, a lot of people look at the Warhammer and they say, wow, it's got a lot of firepower. It looks like it's a brawler. I'm going to use that as a brawler. And it's a Warhammer, despite its name, which sounds like it's supposed to be used like melee, correct? Is actually, the Warhammer is really good as a fire support mech. That's what it was designed to do. So, if you use a Warhammer as a brawler, for example, it's not going to do well. It doesn't have the armor to stand up to that. But it is a great fire support platform, and that's what it's designed to do. So you have to really learn what each mech does well, and then use that mech accordingly.
What can I do for you?
Alright, so here's another example. So my Blackjack here would not be a good tanker, right? That's not what it's meant to do. But if I put it on top of a building, it is a great weapons turret,
Targeting
as you'll
enemy
see right here.
backside.
So we get into the rear of that Rhino fire support tank, and there it goes.
People enjoying this line of work.
So each weapon system, each mech, has its own strengths and weaknesses. And when you know that strength and weakness, you can be effective with almost any mech. Now there's some mechs that are just so bad that it's like, ugh, what am I supposed to do with this thing? So, cicadas fall in that category. Locusts fall in that category. I mean, locusts at least have a scouting ability, but locusts are not really viable. I'm sure there's some people that like locusts. I don't like locusts.
What do you want?
I'll use it if that's the best thing I have, but I don't like
Let's
it.
get down to
Also, cicadas are the worst for me. I hate cicadas with a passion. I would rather have a fire starter over a cicada any day of the week. Alright, so our Dragonfire can go after the partisan tank. Alright, there goes the partisan tank. It's still
Who brings a tank
fun to run with some lights and harass the enemy's rear. Yeah, absolutely. That's what the light is designed to do. A light is supposed to be scouting and flanking. And they can be very effective. You have, for example, a fighter starter Omni, which I think is probably the most, pound for pound, the best inner sphere mech from a tonnage standpoint. So anything under 45, anything under 50 tons, it's hard to think of a better mech than the Firestarter Omni. It has integrated jump jets. It has a lot of firepower for its tonnage. It's just a great all-around mech. Alright, so we're going to do another precision strike here on this Crusader. Go for the other leg.
Let's see if I'm
See if we can't get knocked down. Not quite, but both of the legs on the Crusader are toast, almost toast, and he's lost some weapons off of the legs. So those shots were very worthwhile. And that's one of the beauties of these defend the base missions, is you are gonna be in a great opportunity to get some nice salvage. Alright, so
On the way, nice and slow.
speaking of that, let's use our Heliopis to keep attacking this Rhino fire support vehicle. Super dangerous. Alright, let's do a precision strike here. Let's just make sure we have the best chance of hitting that turret head
Keep
on.
me damned, I'm firing everything.
Okay, nice hits on that Rhino support vehicle. Oh, you haven't used a fire starter yet, Death and Jest? That is...
Ready for orders.
Once you use a fire starter, even if it's a regular fire starter, not even an Omni, the fire starter is so capable as a light that it will quickly become one of your favorite mechs. It just, you know, the fire starter has really good firepower for its tonnage. It has jump jet capability, which means you could flank really well with it. It has very good speed for its size. And it has decent armor for its size. You know, the fire starter, ouch. Right, that Rhino fire support tank has identified my
Commander, they're starting to
Heliopus
smack me around pretty hard,
as
and
one
I
of the
could
biggest
use some
threats
help.
that it has, so it's going after
Receiving
that.
you.
Alright, we got our Owens here. Let's actually use our Owens. Let's run our Owens in here, see if it can actually finish off this cataphract. Might. Can't do Alpha Strike due to the heat, but we can do a lot of damage to that cataphract. Close. You can almost tell when a mech is about to explode. Am I right, Death and Jest? You have that moment, that pause after your attack where you're just like, okay, he's going to blow up now. He's going to blow up now. Or he's going to eject. And when it doesn't happen, it's kind of like a letdown for just a split second. Like, oh, I thought he was going to blow up there, but he didn't. So Death and Jest, any other questions, suggestions, comments? I know you're learning your way
Waiting for
through
orders.
Battletech Advanced. Would love to answer any questions you might have. All right, let's use our fire starter Omni.
Kicking it.
You know, one of the things that our community has to do is help everybody who's a new
10-4.
player get comfortable with Battletech Advanced. I know a lot of people, and
Mech
some of them are
destroyed.
close friends who's tried Battletech, and then they get frustrated because they can't win consistently, and they give up playing the game. And that's where it gets sad, because if you learn to play this game well, it's very addictive. Let's see. I hit a crab with a laser hunchback, and it was brutal. Yep. Now,
Waiting on you, Commander.
all crabs are not alike. So there is a crab, and I highlighted it yesterday, called the Crab HD. That crab is an amazing mech. If you can put a Crab HD together, especially early on, it is awesome. It's a lot of firepower. And not only that, it's almost invulnerable early on in the game. One thing I haven't figured out is how to sell mechs. I can sell... Okay, so what you need to do, Death and Jest, is real simple. So when you have a mech in your mech bay that you want to sell, you put it into storage. There's an option in the mech bay where you put it into storage. It's like a downward arrow in a square, if I remember correctly. I should know it because I've done it a million times. But when you put it into storage, then you go to sell in the store. That mech will appear as something that you can sell. So you have to actually put a fully completed mech into storage so you can sell it in the store. That's the... It actually took people a long time to figure out how to do that. I mean, relatively long. I mean, when the game first came out, there was people in the chat room saying, "Hey, I want to sell a mech. How do I do it?" because they weren't very clear. There should have been a tutorial about how to sell a mech. It should have been like a part of the initial time on the Leopard. They should have had a mission where you have to put a mech into the store. You've done that, but still nothing. Are you sure? When you go to the store, are you clicking on the Sell tab? Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that. You've done that and still nothing. Yeah, that should work for you, Death and Jest. So I'll actually show you after this video how to sell a mech. I'll go through... oh, okay, you'll catch me later. Give it a try. If you need more help, please reach out to me either in chat for a stream, or we can certainly do it via a whisper in Twitch. So I'd love to help you with that problem. Okay. Alright, heat is a problem here, but let's... oh, misfire on that Goss. I was really hoping we get rid of that... that pike there. Funny thing, he says, okay, the wife is back, I'll catch you later. Yeah, I mean, there is a really nice feeling when you're out shopping with your wife, which means you're waiting for your wife to do whatever she is doing, right? I think we've all been there. And she comes back to the car or your bench where you're sitting, and you're like, all right, we can get back to doing something more interesting now.
Let's see if I'm...
All right, let's hit this Crusader. We took out the leg on the Crusader. We're going to take out both legs? Yes. Okay, engine destroyed, 1 salvageable part. Oof. I was hoping we would get more parts out of that Crusader.
What do you need, Commander?
I do like a good Crusader. Alright, our Heliopis is getting attacked a little too much here, so we're going to actually move it behind a building.
Time to pour on the speed.
So that Rhino support vehicle can't keep shooting at it. And let's see if we can get some revenge on this Rhino fire support.
Is it time to press
There
the
we
Alpha
go.
Strike button?
All right, there goes
I
the
love
second
the
Rhino
Alpha
support
Strike.
tank.
The math's real simple. Mech plus tank equals dead tank.
Getting banged
Mech
up
plus
real
tank
good.
equals dead tank. That's very true. All right, Grasshopper. Why don't you push out this way a little bit? See if you can see if there's some more enemies about in that direction.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
And we'll also send out a Owens in that direction to do some scouting.
Moving fast.
And provide some ECM. Since our Grasshopper already has some structural damage, we don't want to leave the Grasshopper by itself. Alright, there goes an enemy vehicle. There goes that pike. Alright, we got a Behemoth. Our turrets are giving some good shots at that.
I'm here.
Alright, okay. What's the best use of this fire starter? We might as well send it up with the Grasshopper.
Copy
Send
that.
it out with its older brother, if you will. We're kind of in the mop-up situation here with this battle here. That's going really well for us.
Time to fly.
Looks like it might just be this one target left. Now there should be another wave that shows up eventually. This just feels like being a bully right here. We have so many mechs going after this one behemoth. This might actually be it for the enemy. Which is going to make this a pretty quick and easy mission. Sometimes defend the base missions can take a really long time because the enemy sends wave after wave after wave. But we have 8 mechs, or 7 mechs, plus the engineers had 4 mechs. So we're getting through these enemies pretty quickly. Hey, Skewed One, thanks for joining us. Always happy to have a friend in the chat room. Things are a little light today, but that as far as numbers in the chat room, which is fine because that gives me an opportunity to spend some more time talking to everybody. So today's a big day for you, Skewed One. You're getting your new PlayStation 5 delivered. Any update on where it is and when you'll get it? Because personally, I am very guilty of tracking those deliveries constantly and getting an update. I love to find out when my packages are going to arrive.
Mission successful.
Skewed One says, unlike the 3 lances I just had to hack my way through in this Spring the Trap mission. Skewed One says, yes, I can hardly wait. It's on a truck for delivery. So that's always the big unknown when you have a delivery, is it gives you like, okay, it's left the sender, then it arrived at a central processing area, then it goes to maybe another central processing area, and then it gets on the truck. But sometimes when they say it's on the truck for delivery, it could be an hour or it could be 12 hours before you get your package. I mean, I've had situations in my area where they'll say it's on the truck for delivery at 6 a.m. and I won't get it till 6 p.m. So it's kind of a big unknown as when that package is going to arrive. All right, so we've got a little damn short grasshopper. Other than that, we did pretty good there. But the salvage, ugh. So we got 2 mech parts. We can have... Now, these LRM-20s should have been put into one basket. That would be nice because we have all these LRM-20s. So I would like to get that. Oh, okay. So we have rotary AC2. I'll take that. I like a good rotary AC2. So we got the 2 mech parts. We got an AC-10. We got a whole bunch of medium lasers. Rotary AC2. Some SRMs. And some ammo. Not really the best return for our time there, since that mission took a half hour, but we'll live with it. FedEx normally comes around here at close to 4 p.m. Central. So, a Skewed One, you're off today. So are you gonna maybe get some sleep before your package comes so you can stay up all night and play? That's typically what I would do in that situation. All right, we've got a grasshopper to repair, so let's do that. It's going to take a day. I don't think I'm going to stop doing missions while I wait for a grasshopper. So, a Skewed One, I was just talking to one of our friends in the chat room, and he said he was having a hard time figuring out how to sell mechs that he'd put together. So I think that's one thing that new players have a hard time figuring out, because there isn't a tutorial for it. And it isn't really clear that you have to put the mech in storage and then go to the store and sell it. So I remember when this game first came out 3 years ago, there was a lot of people in the message board saying, how do I sell my mechs? and it was not as intuitive as I think they could have made it. I think there should have been a tutorial about how to sell mechs. It should have been like a mini mission or something like that. I think that would have been helpful. Like, once you had 6 mechs or 7 mechs, they should have required you to sell a mech just to learn how to do it. Ski One says, that's my plan. At least I'm likely to be up for roughly another hour. So I have so many I could sell right now. I hoard though. Oh, you hoard your mechs. Yeah. The one mod that makes it very hard to hoard mechs is Rogue Tech, because they really charge you a fortune to store everything in Rogue Tech. So that's one mod that it's really hard to hoard your mechs because it becomes very expensive. Alright, so we've got Intercepted Salvage, Reconquest, Backyard Barbecue, Retribution. You know, I do enjoy fighting the Capellans. Let's do this Retribution. I tend to take the straight up battles on a planet first because I enjoy the flexibility strategically when you are in a straight up fight. This could be nasty, so let's bring our Cataphract here. And Firestarter Owens, the Blackjack. Yeah, the Blackjack should do well in this mission. Or I could take the HD Crab. Let's take the HD Crab just because I would like to highlight how much I like the HD Crab. It's one of my favorite mechs, especially in a battle. So let's do that. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good lance. Yeah, it might be overkill to have. Well, no, it's a 3.5 skull. So yeah, we'll take the 7 mechs. Why not? I mean, I've had a lot of people say, yeah, you know, you can take so many mechs that it can be too easy sometimes. But you know what? If you were a mech commander, a mercenary commander, and you had 7 mechs available, would you say, you know what, maybe I should just take 4 because I don't want this mission to be too easy? You would say, no, I'm going to take all of my mechs so I have as many options as possible. So, you know, some missions, maybe I would only take 6, but this is a 3.5 skull battle, and the thing is this battle is labeled as 3.5, right? But if we get some reinforcements or some support vehicles, this could easily become a 5 skull mission. So I would rather have too many mechs than too little. Am I right there, Skewed One? Overwhelming force can be the best option. Well, it has worked for militaries throughout the centuries. Maneuver is very important as well, but
Command interface initiated.
generally speaking, the force with the most firepower and the best plan, those are 2 critical combinations, is going to win the battle most of the time. Alright, where's this enemy unit? Where are they? Alright, way across the map. Oh my goodness. Alright, we've got a hike. Alright, so let's try to figure out strategically where we would like to be for this battle. I would like to be either here or here would be the best places to fight this out. Alright, so let's do that. My last battle had a vehicle with double arrow 4s and kept running away where I couldn't get line of sight on it. Yeah, those Arrow 4s are nasty, and that's why anytime I see an Arrow 4, that becomes the immediate target. Oh boy, this is not the best. It's not the best map for maneuvering. I guess we're gonna have to go through this pass here.
All right, let's get down to it.
I do like that there's
On the way, nice
the
and
maps
slow.
are a lot larger in modeled Battletech than regular Battletech.
I'm there.
But missions like this, I'm like,
my
really?
way.
Why do you have to have the enemy force all the way on the other side of the map? Because it's gonna take me a good 10 minutes just to walk over there. All right. All right, enemy turn.
I'm on the clock. What do you
And
want?
of course, the other side of this is since we're fighting Capellans,
Let's get down
I
to
hope
it.
we're not going all the way across the map just to find
On the way,
a
nice and
bunch of
slow.
vehicles.
Location
Because
confirmed.
Capellans, more than any other faction, use their
Pardon me,
vehicles as primary
Location
attack
confirmed.
forces.
Moving out.
Am I right, Askewed One? It's always frustrating when you're up against the Capellans and they're like, a heavy lance has dropped. And then it's just like a couple Shreks. And you're like, really? That's a heavy lance? Because I'm getting almost no salvage out of these vehicles. Yep, who brings a tank to a mech fight? No truer words have ever been spoken when it comes to Battletech.
All right, let's get down to it.
Which is why
On the way,
Tex
nice and
is
slow.
such a popular character in voice pack, and while he's so great on his channel,
Rolling.
anybody who's new to Battletech and really wants to learn about the lore of Battletech, I can't emphasize enough how much you should check out Tex. He is really, really amazing when it comes to learning Battletech lore. He literally takes
Coordinates received.
months to put together one of his text talks,
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
and
They're heading your way.
it's an amazing thing. All right, so we're getting. Oh, here we go. Here's some reinforcements. All right, there's the reinforcements. It's not going to change our strategy.
Receiving you.
Not going to change our strategy here. Let's actually take our Owens and see what we're up against here. Looks like 3 mechs for reinforcements here. Oh, no, 4. One of them was hidden. So we have a Hunchback, Thunderbolt, Archer, and a Catapult. So in this combination, I usually go for the Catapult first because
Affirmative.
they have a lot of firepower, but they're very squishy. So let's get a tag on that Catapult.
Waiting for orders.
And now we've got an enemy to fight, so let's get over there as quickly as possible.
Acknowledged.
Don't want to leave our Owens over there by
hear
himself
ya.
too long. That could be a problem.
I'm on the clock.
How's everybody else doing today? Want to encourage everyone to make some noise, as we like to say in the chat room. As much as I enjoy talking to Skewed One, I like to talk to everybody, so please chime in. Oh, we have a spammer. We have a spam bot. A Skewed One, if you could get rid of that, I would really appreciate it.
I'm on the clock. What do you want? Let's make some better
All right, good job,
decisions.
Skewed One. Thank you for banning that bot.
What do you need, Commander?
You know, it's one of the frustrating things. I've actually heard bots are definitely on the
Time to pour
rise
on
for
the speed.
Twitch, and also apparently there's been a huge rash of people making copyright claims on let's do Battlelord here. And we'll do Sniper fire on that Thunderbolt.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
We get splash damage on a number of mechs there. That's good.
Yes, Commander.
But I got an email yesterday from Twitch. Apparently, a lot of people are getting copyright infringement issues with music in their streams. I've never put music in my streams because I felt like it took away from the conversation a little bit. But there are people who rely heavily on having some music playing in the background. And apparently those are resulting in a lot of copyright claims. Like literally thousands of claims. Like apparently a bunch of copyright owners figured out that Twitch was a great way
Armor's holding,
to try
Commander. Nothing
to
to see here.
put in copyright claims. The funny thing is most Twitch streamers don't make a lot of money, so I don't know what the plan is. Now, they could go after some of the big streamers, like maybe Ninja or some of the booby streamers that make a lot of money. My goodness. And I have nothing against young ladies who want to show their quote-unquote personality on camera, if you know what I mean. There's obviously a place for that because there's a lot of men who enjoy watching those streams. I don't really see the benefit of it. You know, if you want to see boobies, why not go watch porn? It's a lot easier. But some men really seem to like to watch half-naked women doing streams. Hey, I've got no problem with that. But it's amazing how much money some of those people make.
I can see why people enjoy this line
You know,
of work.
it's literally like, hey, watch me do body painting, and they can make thousands of dollars in a stream just by doing some body painting. Now, of course, they're basically nude on the streams.
Going full throttle.
But hey, I never understood, to be honest with you. I don't really have a problem with it, but when you go on, when you check out one of those female streamers who are doing like body painting, it's like they're pretty much naked. Like, how is that not against the terms and conditions? I mean, it probably is not, because I think Twitch likes to get the revenue, quite frankly. But to me, it seems like it's basically porn. It's more interactive. Yeah, I assume so.
Commander.
But I've heard that a lot of the
Go
booby
with turbo.
streamers, including some of the more successful ones, are actually married. So,
I'm on the clock. What do
you know,
want?
they're married and they're in foreign countries. So it's like, okay, so I'm gonna talk to a girl who's pretending to like me, that's in another country, and she has a boyfriend or husband. So it's like, I guess that could be entertaining, but it seems kind of deceptive to me.
What do you need, Commander?
But hey, and again, I'm not one of those people that are bitter about people who do the booby streaming, because, you know, quite frankly, if I could be a woman and do that every day, maybe I'd be tempted. Let's just be honest, folks. If I could just hang out naked on camera and make a whole bunch of money, that would be really hard for me to say no to. Can we all just agree that that is probably the case, that we would all probably be okay with that?
Heat be damned, I'm
All right,
firing
let's get
everything.
this catapult with some heat. All right, nice hits there.
Ready for orders.
I mean, Skewed One, I know you enjoy coming to our streams, but I don't think you would tune in if I was topless. I'm just saying. I don't think that would be a good way to grow my channel personally. But I understand people that do it. All right, this archer's overheated, so let's see if it shoots. No. it was smart enough to realize it could not shoot without causing itself damage. Alright, that's a good thing. Skewed one, I'm still seeing a lot of death by suicide by the enemy when it comes to heat. Are you still seeing that on your playthroughs? I've talked to the Battletech Advanced team about it, and they basically just say, yeah, it's a thing, we're not worried about it. You've likely seen worse physiques in my time and kept watching. Okay, well, you know, I mean, thank you for that, I guess, but I still don't, heck, I don't like to see myself topless, so I'm not going to go that route.
I can see
But
why
again,
people enjoy this line of work.
if I could do it, I think we have to be honest and say if we could do
I copy.
booby streaming and make a whole lot of money, I think I would do it too. So I can't really give them a hard time. It wouldn't be a real selling point to me, but it wouldn't turn off the channel. Wow. See, that is loyalty. A skewed one is willing to see me topless. I don't know how much my significant other likes to see me topless, let alone a skewed one. So I appreciate it. I think that's a hilarious comment. But we don't need to dwell on this fact. I just know there's a lot of streamers who get bitter about people who stream topless, and it's like, okay, but that's not your target audience anyway. Okay? It's not like people are saying, for me, for example, well, I want to watch Battletech, but I see some boobies. I think I'm going to go watch the boobies. Usually, either someone comes on Twitch to watch booby streamers, or they come on to watch gamers, because there's two different classes. Because, now there are female gamers who game that also show what they have a little bit, but they still game. And there are booby streamers who basically just pretend that they're streamers when they're really Instagram models. So there's plenty of opportunities in Twitch to watch whatever you want to watch. Managed to wrangle up a sniper artillery. Okay. Now if I could only find ammo for it. Yeah. Sniper artillery is actually sometimes hard to find. So whenever I find a sniper weapon, sometimes I will actually take the ammo for it as salvage, even though it's not very valuable. Just because sniper artillery is hard, ammo is hard to find. So when you find an exotic weapon and there's ammo for that weapon in salvage, 9 times out of 10 you want to take that ammo. You know, another example would be, let's say you destroy something with an ultra cannon and you get the ultra cannon in salvage, or a rack 5 in salvage. You're going to want to take the ammo if it's available, because you could spend months of game time just trying to find that ammo. Did you get any good salvage from that city fight? Not really. It was kind of disappointing. But as Death and Jest, I do want to show you how to sell a mech. So if you're going to be on for the end of this mission, we're about halfway through. I will show you how I sell a mech, just to make sure that you understand the mechanics. A skewed one, Death and Jest is a relatively new Battletech player, and he's having a hard time selling his mechs. So we're going to help him out after this mission's over and show him the step-by-step process of how to sell a mech. All right, we're going to hit this catapult. Again, the catapult is very squishy, so if you see a catapult, it's almost always one of my first targets, because it's very easy to get rid of a catapult, and catapults do a lot of damage. Alright, skewed one's gonna go walk the dog.
What do you need, Commander?
I'm assuming that's not code for something. since we were talking
Time to
about
pour on the
booby
speed.
streamers. But we'll see you when you get back, Skewed One. All right, let's. You know what? If I hit this Thunderbolt, the hit percentage is lousy though. All right, none of them are actually that great. All right, so we can go for that Thunderbolt. Let's do a Precision Strike. And hopefully we'll get some splash damage on that Hunchback as well. All right, good hits there.
Good to go.
You know, the use of the artillery is one of the things I actually enjoy most
On my way.
in Battletech Advanced versus regular Battletech. Artillery is really a very useful tool, so I can't recommend it enough. All right, let's keep hitting this catapult here. Maybe we'll get the leg. No. Oh, we got the engine. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for the follow there. I'll be giving everybody an update on our follows after this mission is completed.
Can't take many more of those.
All right, hard hit on our fire starter. That's the original enemy force that's moving up to attack us. So we're going to have to be cognizant that enemies are now coming from this direction when we're talking about our mech facing. Because we don't want the enemy to start shooting into our rears. Although, one mech that we can take the chance with is we can take our Owens,
On my way.
because
Double time.
it's highly evasive, it has stealth armor and ECM, and we can go into the rear of this Archer
Got
and
the
see if
angle.
we can finish off this Archer pretty quickly with some rear shots. Archers have really bad
That hit
rear
something
armor,
Good. I'm taking heat
and
damage.
sometimes you can take out an Archer with a light if you get behind it very easily. Alright, Hunchback. That's a laser build Hunchback. Less of a threat. I mean, laser build Hunchbacks, the 4J in particular, are really good against light mechs, and they're really good as flankers. But, alright, we need to maneuver this Firestarter Omni to give the most bang for its buck here. Let's see. Alright, let's do this.
Affirmative.
I would have liked to have gotten behind the Hunchback here, but then this Thunderbolt probably would have hit my Firestarter in the rear too much. So we're going for a side shot on this Thunderbolt. Alright. Turn off one of our large lasers so we don't overheat. So I'm going to jump. And good hits on that Thunderbolt. But more importantly, we didn't expose
Waiting
our
on you,
Firestarter to attack. Alright, here's one of my favorite mechs again, the
Got
HD
it.
Crab.
Speed, no shooting.
It's incredibly durable. So I can send this in against any of these mechs and have it brawl. Because it's got lots of lasers, and we'll do a precision strike here on the legs.
Roger that. Firing on target.
So it can take, but it has the HD armor, which means it can take a pounding.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Push up the Dragonfire. We need to finish off this first enemy lance pretty quickly here, so the next enemy lance doesn't overwhelm us with numbers. Alright, see what the Archer does. The Archer goes after a Firestarter. Ow. Okay, that hurt. That hurt. Oh! Deathan just said, I tried again and I can sell mechs. It could have been that I was too far on the periphery before I had to sell. No, you can sell anywhere.
Clock. What do you want?
I'm thinking maybe you didn't save the mech in storage correctly. That's usually the big issue. Now, there are some planets that don't have a store if they're abandoned, if it's an abandoned planet, that means you can't sell at a planet that's abandoned because there's no store. So that could have been it as well. But I'm very excited that you figured out how to sell your mechs, Death and Jest. The only thing I can tell you is don't sell your mechs too much too early. Only sell mechs early on in your playthrough that you don't absolutely want to use. So a good example would be, let's say you have a couple of locusts, right? You probably don't care if you have 5 locusts or 2 or 3 locusts, for example.
Time to pour on the
those
speed.
are the type of mechs you can sell. But anything that would be of value later, try not to sell it until you're absolutely sure you don't need it. All right, let's see. Not the best options here. Let's go with a shape charge. 2 shape charges on this hunchback, and maybe we'll hit with 1.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
Ooh, good hit there on that hunchback.
That target's having a real bad day.
Nice, nice hits. We actually took out most of the weapons on that hunchback with that hit. That's why artillery can be so effective, because you can really damage a mech far more
Internal
with
damage.
an indirect strike than you would against a direct strike.
Commander.
All right, let's push up our cataphracts into some cover.
Position confirmed.
And let's see if we can finish off this hunchback.
Locked on.
Oh, I thought he was going to go there. That moment when you think an enemy is going to blow up or eject and it doesn't, it's like, oh man. You can just feel that in your head. You're saying, man, I thought he was going to blow up, man. But nope. Alright, there's the other enemy force. It wouldn't surprise me if it's a bunch of vehicles. I'm feeling like that second enemy force is a bunch of vehicles. It would be so like the Capellans to have the primary attacking force be a bunch of vehicles. Such a Capellan move. You know, but if you look at the lore, right? If we look at the lore, you have to give credit to the Capellans because, you know, while they were sneaky, backstabbing jerks, they actually did the most with the least, if you think about it. Because they were always at a disadvantage, and yet they always found ways to not get destroyed by the other major houses. Alright, let's use our Owens here. Our Owens is overheating, so we're just going to use some small lasers, but it might be enough to finish off the hunchback. Let's see. There we go. There goes the hunchback. Even a light can take out a medium, or even an assault if you use it correctly. You know, after you really get good at Battletech, there is not a mech that you will see show up on the mission and you're like, oh my god, I can't handle this. It's like,
Yes,
oh,
Commander.
okay, there's a Atlas and I only have fire starters. Okay, but I know what to do to beat an Atlas, so I just have to use the fire starter the best I can to try to beat the Atlas. Alright, for example, we'll just hit this Thunderbolt in the rear with our fire starter.
Battle mech power-up detected.
Alright, Thunderbolt is starting itself up again.
I hear ya.
Alright, HD Crab. HD Crab, let's push up. Not only because I want you to put weapons on this archer, but because you're going to be great at tanking that next enemy force that's coming up. So let's put you in position for that. We'll go for a leg here because I really want to maximize salvage on this archer. Oh, I thought that would take out the leg for sure.
What do you want?
Alright, really appreciate the follow, everybody. Again, I'll update everybody on our follows after this battle. But I just want to say I appreciate each and every follow. We know that you have many choices for follows on Twitch, so we really appreciate those. And just a reminder, and I'll put it in the chat. If you give us a follow, you're entered into our free monthly Funko Pop giveaway.
Nice try.
Ooh, alright, that archer. There goes the archer. It overheated itself. So that's nice. That's nice, as Borat would say. That was probably one of the worst Borat impressions I've ever heard. But I tried. That's nice. Yeah, it kind of sounds like Borat, maybe a little. So, incidentally, I know Borat, the sequel, came out recently, and it's actually a pretty funny movie for something that's free.
What do you need, Commander?
But you can't watch the second Borat movie unless you've seen the first.
Time to pour
Borat
on the
movie.
speed.
All right, Askewed One. Thank you for coming back. I know you want to get some rest. I'm actually this is going to be our last mission for this stream because I need to get some work done. Yeah, let's do some heat. Actually, let's do a shape charge. Good hit percent chance here. We'll actually do Warlord just to increase our hit chances, and let's hit that Thunderbolt.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
Ooh, nice hit on that Thunderbolt with that shape
target's
charge.
having a real bad day.
Nice decision there. So, Skewed One, our friend in the chat room, let us know that he's now able to sell mechs. We talked him through how to sell mechs, and he can sell mechs now.
Move order received.
So my advice to him was to not sell too many mechs too early, because eventually you're going to be in a situation where you're like, wow, I guess I shouldn't have sold that Panther because I need him now. So what are your thoughts on selling mechs and making sure that you don't sell them too early?
Copy.
Because eventually you're going to need one of those mechs, and it's going to slow down your ability to drop.
Critical hit.
Losing armor left and right
You know,
here.
I usually don't sell mechs unless I'm desperate for money or I have at least maybe 8 mechs in the mech bay. What do you think is Skewed One? Do you think like 8 or 9 mechs? You want to have at least 8 or 9 mechs in the mech bay?
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
Yes. Well,
Aye, aye.
remember the salvage between scrap and sell changes. You can change that in the settings early on in the game. And I actually maximize the scrap because I feel like they don't give you enough money for scrap. So I always max it out, but it's still really low. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's just see if we can finish off
Let's
this
move.
catapult, or this Thunderbolt here.
Fire it.
There we go, he ejected. Alright, so now we have the original enemy units, which I think were vehicles, and a support lance
I'm
to
here.
take out. Alright, so let's play this smart. Some of our mechs have taken damage. Let's make sure that they stay in the rear. In the rear with the gear, as we used to say in the army. Let's see. Skewed One says, I have 11 in the mech bay right now, so I'm in a good place to be
What can I
selling.
do for you?
Yeah. I mean, I think you constantly have to balance getting salvage versus your financial issues in this game. Sometimes you have to sell just to pay your bills, and that's okay. But you want to always have enough mechs that you can have a couple in reserve,
What do you want?
because you are going to have situations where you're going to regret not having those mechs. That's true. That's true. I usually don't sell unless I need the cash to buy something else or to pay my bills.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Because here's the thing. You might find yourself one mech away from launching a battle, and instead of launching the battle, you have
do
to
you need,
wait
Commander?
3 or 4 days for a repair. So it's always good to have more mechs than you
Time
need.
to pour on the speed.
You can always make money by selling cores or weapons and still keep your mechs available for fighting. That's one thing that you always, if you're desperate for money and you're looking at salvage, try to find a couple of things that are worth a lot that you wouldn't use. So cores are a good thing to salvage and sell. Also,
No shooting,
long
just
tom
running.
artillery or Arrow 4 launchers are also good sources of cash in the store. Alright, so again, this is going to be our last battle today. It's going to be a little shorter today
Yes,
because I have
Commander.
a project I need to get to for work.
Affirmative.
It's still before work time, but I'm actually going to start a little early today to work on the project. So this will be our last mission for the
Ahead of
day,
you, Commander.
but we'll definitely have time to finish this mission. All right, so we'll push through with our HD
Going turbo.
crab because it can take a lot of damage, and see what we're up against. Okay, so we have a Shadowhawk. Ooh, an Atlas. We have an Atlas, folks. All right. I think we're 2 parts away from putting an Atlas together. So this is really good salvage. So what I want to do here is I want to get a tag on this Atlas
Time to die.
so we can start tearing it apart with artillery at long range. So there we go.
They've got a lock on me.
You have a long tom and you will find a mech to shove it in at some point. Yeah.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
I've actually found that one of the best assaults to put make into an artillery build is actually a Mackie. Mackies make great artillery platforms. So whenever I get a Mackie, I'm usually thinking, okay, how can I turn this into a fire support mech? Because
One attitude adjustment.
Mackies are not the best for tanking because they're kind of old technology, but they make really good weapons platforms. So whether you want to turn it into a direct fire weapons platform or an artillery piece platform, Mackies are great choices for that.
Let's make some bad decisions at high speed.
Oh, Death and Jest says I have 10 mechs and a ton of part builds. So I would, Death and Jest, if you have 10 complete mechs, then I would feel free selling them as long as you have, oh, we got a Warhammer as well. This is a really good salvage potential here. I would say as long as you keep 8 mechs in your mech bay at a minimum, you can go ahead and sell some. You know, I would like you to have like 10 in a perfect world, but if
What do you need, Commander?
want to start selling when you have 8 mechs, that's viable. All right, so let's go use some artillery on this Atlas. Nice hits, nice hits. Good hits there on the Atlas.
Yep.
Alright, let's see. Cataphract. Alright, looks like our Cataphract is gonna do some sniping here. go after that Warhammer. Not the best hit percent chances, but we'll take the shot. Not even close.
No luck.
Ooh, there's the Atlas. It's pushing up. Okay. Wow, that Atlas has a nasty AC-20 on it, I think. I probably should look at what's on the mechs
Know who's done
more
for
than I
having all
do.
the armor. Ah, I can see why people enjoy this.
But
life.
sometimes I like to just be surprised by what the enemy has on it. So let's actually push our Owens up. It's highly evasive, so I'm not too worried about it getting shot at here. Should be fine. And let's get a tag on this Atlas. Doesn't look like we got a tag last round, so let's get a tag.
Engaging target.
Oh, we did have a tag on it. Oh well, it'll have 2 tags on it. That's fine. Alright, we got Trebutrash. You know, it's funny, there's some mechs that I just hate.
Know who's dumb for having
You know,
all the
I
armor.
hate cicadas, I hate locusts. I gotta say, I hate trebuchets as well. That's just one mech that I just do not have an affinity for. I will use them if it's the best mech I have available, but I just don't like them very much. Does anybody else have an opinion on trebuchets? They're just not very interesting to me. Because their armor is made out of paper, and I don't really think they have some really overwhelming firepower either. I mean, they're not bad, don't get me wrong. So we're going to push up our HD crab here. And the reason I'm doing that is because this HD crab has a lot of durability. Alright, so let's do a precision strike on one of the legs of the Atlas
Special
here.
delivery.
Nice hits there. We also got a tag. Oh, a skewed one says, I don't like piloting them, meaning trebuchets, and I don't like fighting them. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind fighting a trebuchet because it's usually a pretty quick kill.
Damage
But
minimal.
alright, we got a hover tank up here. I don't like facing them at long range. Yeah, they can be a pain in the butt if you're fighting a trebuchet long range. Absolutely. Alright, some shots at our
Know who's dumb for
Dragonfire.
having all the armor.
Reporting internal damage.
What? You didn't get hit. Our pilot was being a little... Oh, I think that was the pilot of the Firestarter that was crying about taking internal damage. Alright. Speaking of not liking trebuchets, let's see if we can get rid of this trebuchet. See, one Gauss rifle shot and the trebuchet is already severely damaged. Missed the Dragonfire and hit the Firestarter. Yep, that is true. I mean, I don't like to give my pilots a hard time, but sometimes they complain a little too much.
I'm on the clock. What do
You
you
know,
want?
you know, it's kind of funny when your mech pilot's like, oh, they're stripping off my armor, and it's like, really? You have almost full armor. Why are you complaining about your armor? You're fine. Ooh, nice hits, nice shots on this Atlas here. Let's hit it hard. Alright, let's get that big boy off
What do
the
you need,
board.
Commander?
Alright, speaking of which,
On the way, nice and slow.
alright, yeah, let's hit this Atlas hard. Let's actually do a shape charge for both the sniper artillery and the thumper. This should do a fair amount of damage here.
Ooh, is it time to press the Alpha Strike button?
Nice,
I love
nice.
the Alpha Strike
Nice
button.
hits there.
That target's having a real
I gotta
bad
say,
day.
artillery, when you learn how to use artillery really well in this game, it is worth a lot more than the damage it shows on the weapon systems. It doesn't do justice to how useful a good fire support artillery mech can be. Alright, that was a wasted shot, but that was the only shot that we had there with the cataphract.
That didn't hit.
I complained that myself when I piped up about internal damage. Then I saw that I had one structure left on one of my legs. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing when a pilot has a legitimate reason to complain, but sometimes I think they complain just for dialogue's sake. Like, for example, this HD has plenty of armor right now, and the correct response was, "Is that it? Like, you're not even hurting me." It would be frustrating if that pilot had said, "Oh, they're tearing me apart, Commander." And it's like, no, they're not really tearing you apart. Alright, let's put the Owens into the rear of this Warhammer.
Giving him everything I've got.
Get a tag on it and do some structural damage, hopefully. There we go. Alright, here comes Trebutrash. Yeah, alright, fine. Shoot some LRMs at me, that's fine. But you're not going to survive the next salvo, I guarantee it.
Reading you.
Alright, our fire starter... I want to get him in this fight, but then he's already taken a lot of damage, so... Let's see if he can do something with this on this hover transport here. Alright, you got at least one hit on the hover transport. I don't want that fire starter going into this main battle. He's taken too much damage. And even though fire starter Omnis are really easy to rebuild, because they come with a lot of things automatically, and they just charge you for it, I still don't want to rebuild it completely. Alright, so again, we're going to push up our HD crab.
Don't even tell me twice.
And let's do a precision strike again on the leg of this Atlas. This should get us knocked down. Oh, not enough shots went into the leg there. But he did do critical damage to the AC too. Not what I was hoping for on that shot. Not what I was hoping for.
Hey, what's the flank?
This mission is definitely taking a long time. So, you know, this is absolutely going to be our last mission of the day. But this should be a really good salvage mission, that's for sure. I think we might get an Atlas out of this mission.
Minor damage, Commander. Nothing to...
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Alright, Dragonfire, let's push up here.
Alright, let's get down to it.
And again, I don't want salvage on a trebuchet, so let's just see if we can't finish this guy off. No. No, I thought we would finish off that trebuchet. Alright, that Warhammer's getting a little troublesome.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Santanos. Let's get you to some cover and shoot. You can shoot at that Atlas.
One attitude.
Oh, all right. There goes the Atlas. How many parts? Only one part. Man. So is that Alan Alda or somebody who just sounds like him? Well,
What do you need, Commander?
I don't think Alan Alda is doing voice work for Battletech.
On the way,
mods.
nice and slow.
But I think it's just someone that... Which character that talks sounds like Alan Alda? If you can tell me that, then that would be very helpful. I think you might be talking about Harmony. Alright, let's try to hit this Warhammer with some
Ooh, is
Inferno
it time
ammo.
to press the Alpha Strike button?
Try to
I
overheat
love
it.
the Alpha Strike button.
Not
That
bad.
This heat is frying my internals. Waiting for orders. Moving out.
But, you know, personally, I think it would be really cool if Alan Alda did some voice packs for a mod, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Confirmed.
See if we can get rid of this hover transport. No, not quite enough yet. Alright, there's a partisan heavy tank. It's going after our crab. But see, that crab takes so little damage.
Waiting for orders.
That guy. Which guy? You gotta tell me the pilot. Because I'll try to listen and see who sounds like Alan Alda. We're overheating right now, so we'll just get a couple of shots in the rear of that Warhammer. The Alpha Strike guy. Oh, the guy in the Thantanos? Okay, I'm gonna listen to him next time he says something, and we'll see if he sounds like Alan Alda. Maybe.
I'm here.
Alright, our fire starter. Let's keep our fire starter evasive. And see if he can't keep working on that transport that's up here on the hill, because this one's going to be a pain. I'm actually going to do precision strike here, just because I would like to get rid of this transport.
Engaging target.
Not what I was hoping for. Although we did do structural damage. That's a start. Alright, our Dragonfire is getting beat up here. I do not want to have structural damage on a Dragonfire.
Good to go.
Okay, let's push up our crab.
On my way.
And he's gonna just see if he can finish off this
Right, Commander.
trebuchet with some laser spam. No, almost. XL engine.
Critical hit,
Oh,
Commander.
I think it's Harmony with the Alpha Strike button.
Enemy
Yeah. So Harmony is a streamer, just like me, obviously much more famous,
Minimal damage
who
on that.
did a voice pack for BTA. So his handle in Twitch is Chaotic Harmony, which is where the name Harmony comes from for his character. So I would really recommend that you check out some of his streams. They're very entertaining. Definitely worth checking out. Alright, let's go after the Shadowhawk here.
One attitude adjustment.
Oh, completely missed with our Gauss rifle. That's too bad. But we did a lot of damage to that Shadowhawk just the same. Let's see if this Warhammer does. It goes after... See the Warhammer went after our crab? The crab took a lot of damage there before it caused any structural damage. So the HD crab is actually so useful. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's hit the so this is the guy that sounds like Alan Alda, right? Let's see what Harmony. Oh wait, no, this is Tex. Nice hits on that Warhammer.
Salvage anyways.
We're actually on the verge of finishing this mission really quickly now. Although we still have those vehicles to deal with.
What do you need, Commander?
Alright.
On the way, nice and slow.
Let's see if we can finish off this Warhammer here. We'll actually do Battlelord to increase our accuracy and our damage. And this should finish off this Warhammer. There we go. There goes the Warhammer.
That's one more bad guy off the board.
One bonus for artillery is that you have a much higher chance of getting a lethal headshot with artillery because of the angle that it comes in. That was not a lethal headshot. That was just a damage kill. But with artillery, that's one of the bonuses, is you do have a higher chance of getting a incidental headshot. Good hits on that Shadowhawk.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
Okay. Alright, these vehicles are going to be a real pain. Real pain in the butt.
Receiving you.
Alright, let's start getting some sensor locks
Roger.
and rear
Full
shots
speed.
into some of these vehicles. Because they're going to be the next thing we need to finish off. So we have a Marsden and a Partisan. The Marsden is definitely the most powerful of the threats here. So we'll get a sensor lock on the Marsden, a tag on the Marsden. Because we're going to want to get rid of that one
Pretty damn hot in here.
pretty quickly. Trebuchet. Okay. Again, the crab is tanking a lot of damage here.
Yes, Commander.
I really like the HD crab. I've probably mentioned it 100 times in this stream, but it's just really super useful.
Moving at full throttle.
Really super useful. Let's start working on this
Copy
Marsden.
that.
Alright, we're actually really close to finishing off this mission. I know it's been dragging for a while, but we're going to get some good salvage.
Commander?
Alright, so the King Crab, or the HD Crab,
Affirmative.
even has really strong armor in the rear, so I can actually go for the kill shot here on the Shadowhawk
Targeting enemy
and not feel too worried about exposing my rear. Oh, come on. That should have finished off that Shadowhawk. Alright, we got another enemy vehicle way out in the wilderness there. We're going to have to chase down. Ooh, structural on our Dragonfire. Okay, that's not good. I told you those Marsdens were dangerous. We're gonna have to be very careful with our Dragonfire. Ooh, rotary AC5
All the arms are
critical.
going off, and this is going to be very expensive to fix.
Alright, we're gonna have to be very careful with our Dragonfire here. Alright, we're gonna pull the Dragonfire
Let's make
back.
some bad decisions at high speed.
And let's see if we can just maybe finish off this hover transport. Not the best hit percent chances, but we just need a couple weapons to hit here.
Line this up.
Nah, no luck. But I had to get that Fire Dragon out of the battle there because it was taking too much damage.
Decisions at high speed.
Don't want to lose that rotary AC, for example. Alright, let's alright, let's just go for the Shadowhawk here.
Attitude adjustment.
These enemies are really holding up.
What do you need, Commander?
Really holding up here. Alright, let's move up our
On the way,
Heliopus
nice
here.
and slow.
Let's see. Best hit percent chance. Trebuchet, the Partisan, the Marsden. Alright, so we'll go for the Partisan here. And we'll use shape charges again. We're almost out of shape charges,
Ooh,
but
is it time to press the Alpha Strike button? I love
there
the
we go.
Alpha Strike
There
button.
goes the Partisan.
The math's
One
real
shot
simple.
from artillery,
Mech plus tank
and it's
equals
down.
Orders. I can't
Because
take much more of this.
those indirect fire shots into the head of the enemy, or the turret of the enemy in this case, is what really causes more damage than you would expect from those
Take a
weapons.
shot.
There goes the trebuchet.
Tango
Okay.
down.
I can see why
Still
people
have-
enjoy this line of work.
Alright, let's actually send our Owens up here to see what this enemy is way up here that's giving us a hard
Alright,
time. What are we up against here? Is it like a Rhino fire support? I'll bet you it is. No, it's a Bulldog. Okay. Our Owens can probably deal with this Bulldog by itself.
Target acquired.
It's not that dangerous.
Reading you.
Alright, fire starter.
Move order received.
Alright, it's a little risky here, but I'd like to get rid of this hover transport. So we're going to do a precision strike. See if we can just finish this thing off. There we go. Good choice. Good weapons and target selection there, because we got rid of that transport. Ouch. Alright. 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 Our Firestarter Omni is in a bad place.
Waiting for orders.
I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on him now. Alright.
Coordinates received.
Alright, we should be able to finish off this Shadowhawk now.
Got it.
What? How did that not kill the Shadowhawk?
Critical hit, Commander.
Come on. I think that was a bad dice roll there. Alright, that Bulldog's going to be a pain in the
Light
ass.
damage. Holding firm.
Well, everybody's going after our Owens here. Not sure why. He's the hardest target and probably the least valuable. But okay,
On the clock. What do you want?
if you want to do that, you can do that. Alright, we're going to risk our Dragonfire here. I'm not crazy about this idea. But I'd also like to get rid of this Marsden in our... Okay, I need to turn in for a bit. I hope the rest of your day goes well, everyone. Alright, Skewed One. If you want to reach out to me on Discord, I'd love to hear about how the PlayStation 5 is going later. I should have my Discord open throughout the day.
One attitude adjustment.
And that goes for anybody else. If you want to reach out to me on Discord,
Hey!
my
knock it
handle
off.
is Commando Gaming 1, just like the channel.
Clock.
So
What do you want?
feel free to reach out to me and say hello. If you have any questions away from Twitch, feel free to give them to me. I'll be happy to help you guys.
Make some bad decisions at high
And we're almost done with this mission anyway, Skewed One.
One
We
attitude.
should be done with this momentarily. I can't believe the Shadowhawk is not dead.
Well, we need
Come
to
on.
salvage anyways.
Come on.
What do you need, Commander?
I find it extremely unlikely
way,
that
nice and
Shadowhawk
slow.
is still alive. Alright, we can finish off the Shadowhawk. Yeah. Alright, so we'll do our last shape charge.
Heat be damned, I'm
Let's just
firing
finish off the
everything.
Shadowhawk. I'm tired of it. Oh my gosh. It's not destroyed
Vent.
yet. Oh,
I'm
it
out of ammo
finally
for that
ejected.
gun, Commander.
Okay.
Could use a resupply.
Alright, that's
I
good.
just dropped my coffee and I'm fucking angry.
That's good.
That got through my armor, Commander.
You're fine. My pilots are complaining again. They always want to complain. How about you succeed in your mission, and then we'll worry about your damage.
Firing on target.
Alright, let's keep hitting this Marsden. So we got a Bulldog left and the Marsden
for orders.
left. Alright, let's push up our Owens. Get into the rear of this Bulldog. Why do I think this Bulldog is going to be the last enemy to die? We'll see.
Target lock on enemy's rear.
Alright, nice hits on the Bulldog there.
I'm here.
Right, our fire starter needs to leave this battle.
10-4.
You're gonna go hide behind this mountain. Because I don't want to
Good to go.
rebuild you. Alright, Crab can go in for a kick on this Marsden.
Right,
So
Commander.
let's do that. Alright, nice melee. And nice follow-up with a lot of lasers. The Crab is really good for...
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
So we got our Dragonfire. Let's push up our Dragonfire.
Alright, let's get down.
Really
to it.
close to finishing off this mission, guys. And then once we finish off this mission, we're going to quickly look at salvage, and then we're going to call it a day because I need to get to
Sure, I can see why people enjoy this line.
this. Is short, supposed to be a short stream, but this mission has really dragged on, which is fine. It's going to be a nice salvage mission for us,
Let's
that's
make
for
some
sure.
bad decisions at high speed.
So I can't complain about that. Alright, let's do Precision Strike. This Bulldog shouldn't take too much damage to finish off. So let's do a Precision
Let's see
Strike,
if I'm sober enough to
50-50
find this
chance,
out.
and we hit the side of the mountain. That's very typical.
Sometimes failing is important.
What do you need, Commander? On the way, nice and slow.
Uh, not the best options here, but we're running out of ammo for artillery, so.
Took a hard hit. Heat gauge is redlining. Standing by.
Okay.
Going full throttle.
One more vehicle to finish off, right?
Sure, I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
Okay, so our Owens
On my way.
took some heat damage there. We can still shoot our small lasers. Thank you for the follow, really appreciate it.
Yes,
Once
Commander.
again, if you give us a follow, you're entered into our Funko Pop giveaway each and every month. Right, fire starter, you can just
Roger.
hide there behind
Let's
the
eat.
hill. Alright, let's just get a tag on this Bulldog.
Affirmative.
Increase our chances of finishing it off at long
On the
range.
clock. What do you want?
Can our Dragonfire get in weapons range? Yes. Alright, now we're literally just going to throw Gauss rifle shots at this Bulldog,
Let's see
and
if I'm
eventually
sober enough to
we'll
line
finish
this
him
up.
off. It's just going to take a little while.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Push up with our Thantanos.
Let's
Bring more
make
weapons
some
to
bad
bear.
Decisions at high speed.
It's highly evasive.
Let's see if
Throw a lot of missiles at it. I'm not sure why this Bulldog is so evasive.
What do you need, Commander?
It might have ECM on it. That's probably the most likely scenario.
Time to pour on the speed.
Right. Just keep hitting it with artillery. Let's do Battlelord here.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
Alright, good hits on that Bulldog with the artillery.
I'm under heavy. I'm taking heat damage. Good to go.
Yes, I know you're taking heat damage. Hang in there. We're almost done.
Orders.
Almost done with this mission. Bear with me. Just need a couple hits here. Just a couple lucky hits. And it's not going to happen that round.
Charging systems janky.
Come on. Ooh, our Owens is taking some damage.
That hit was really bad.
Oh, and we lost the Slave
Yes,
3.
Commander.
Oh. Not good. Alright, we're going to have to move the Owens, keep it evasive.
Double time. Let's go.
It's not going to be able to shoot this round. So we'll do a vigilance and a brace. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Had some good follows
Reading
today.
you.
Brace the fire starter.
Confirmed. Holding
Just
and
need to
cooling.
finish this mission off. This is taking forever.
Moving fast.
This one bulldog
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
is really harshing our buzz.
Let's see if I'm sober enough to line this up. Sometimes failing is important. I'm on the clock. What do you
Eventually,
want?
we're going to finish this guy off. He doesn't have that much armor left. He definitely has some ECM because his way too evasive for not moving. So that tells me there's some ECM on that bulldog.
Well, who needed salvage anyway?
Which is interesting. I've
What do you
never
need,
seen
Commander?
a lot of ECM on a bulldog.
On the way, nice and slow.
Let's take our shots.
Heat be damned, I'm firing everything.
There, finally, thank goodness for artillery.
The math's real simple.
Alright, thank you for
Mission
hanging in on that
successful.
mission. I knew that mission took a while. But we're going to get some really good salvage out of it, so it'll be worth it. Archer. We got our one Atlas part. And kind of have to take the catapult part here. Unless there's some components. Let's look at components here first. Is there one component that's too good to pass up? Let's see. No, not really. So we'll just take the catapult. Alright, so we got an Archer, Atlas, Catapult, Shadowhawk, Thunderbolt, Warhammer, and some components. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and end the stream here because we're way past the end of the stream time. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow. We should be. Actually, I should clarify that. There's probably a 50-50 chance that I'll be able to stream tomorrow. Because I might have an appointment early in the morning. So if it's canceled, I'll put it on my schedule as canceled. But I hopefully will be there. Dr. Dude, this is with Battletech Advanced, this mod. Probably when you see the artillery, you realize, wait, that's not regular Battletech. I stream Battletech Advanced right now. So that's a mod that you can find on Nexus Mods. If you want some help with that, either send me a whisper or hit me up on Discord at Commando Gaming 1, and I can help you through